The full moon in Sagittarius is coming on the 11th of June, and I'm here to give you some quick tips on how to use it for personal growth and to step outside of your comfort zone. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Hannah and welcome back, Cosmic Warriors. Before we dive into today's video, if you want to learn more about astrology, then head on over to the Cosmic Check-In podcast. And if you would like to book a reading with me, then go to hannahselsewhere.com. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's do this. Alright, so the full moon in Sagittarius takes place at 20 degrees. A Scorpio degree, there appears to be something purging and profound about this bigger picture full moon in Sagittarius. Something seductive and mysterious. Elements that are working in the background, you see. Perhaps something which may be slightly challenging to access. Hidden matters. Therefore, as we shed and release under this full moon, as we reach this climax, as knowledge and truth are brought to light, many of us may feel very deeply, very intensely, as if our heart is being cracked open, further pointing to a vulnerable moment, a peak of emotional insight and discovery. See, whilst the sun is in Gemini and the moon is in Sagittarius, indicating hope, optimism, laughter, versatility, well, the dispositor of the sun in Gemini and the dispositor of the moon in Sagittarius, they are both in Cancer, creating sextiles to Venus as Venus opposes Black Moon Lilith in Scorpio, meaning there are strong themes here of personal inner growth, grand tenacity, expansive learning that is emotionally driven and powerful, intuitive knowledge and gifts, a strong emphasis on security and belonging, as well as overwhelming emotions when they are not channeled well. It is, of course, possible to feel misguided, unsure, and taken over by our wild emotions, potentially by our heart. And so we see the potential for heartfelt connection and for generous compassion and inspiration. We see the self-development and improvement, but we also see the temptations of being led down a self-destructive path. Perhaps the Scorpio aspects of this full moon serve as a warning, as a deeper look, a deeper understanding, reminding us to practice self-control. Keep in mind the opposition between Venus and Black Moon Lilith, pointing to the wild and rebellious feminine, or how the feminine can be untamed. It appears as if our beauty, love, and our values, they will rise to the surface under the full moon and during the days following it. Triggering moments within our relationships or a deep-seated rejection of what is conforming and comfortable. Repressed desires about self-worth and attraction will most likely come out. Or we may question any power dynamics that exist. Then this is really about finding empowering ways to express our wild beauty, our desires and values. This is about celebrating our unconventional choices and healing any wounds around feeling shameful. Something I have been noticing, for example, online, are the number of attractive women coming forward to talk about their experiences and how they are often shamed and judged harshly by other women for being beautiful. How women project their own insecurities onto them, how they may be jealous and bitter. And so perhaps around the full moon, we have this opportunity to really look at ourselves. Are there times, for example, when we judge others harshly for being too attractive or handsome or beautiful? Are there times when we put ourselves down and we cover up because we don't want people to see us as attractive? We play it down because we don't want the attention. We don't want even the projections of hate being put onto us. Or perhaps there are times when you are projected onto by others and so you think you're not attractive. Or, maybe you use your looks to manipulate others or to get what you want. And when we bring this back to the very archetype of Cancer, remember, Cancer is the divine feminine, the cosmic mother. Cancer is linked to the womb, the ultimate place of creation, gestation, and protection. And so, with Mercury and Jupiter both in Cancer creating this sextile to Venus in Taurus, there is this nod to beauty, attraction, desire, sex appeal, creativity, love, seduction, sensuality. And again, with Scorpio involved, this is also about how we embrace our beauty, how we show strength and loyalty, and how we can redirect any shame we experience regarding our desires. One quick example of this could be about sexual arousal. So when we experience arousal, we might think that we're bad for feeling that way. Though another example is wanting to appear beautiful and appealing, but then feeling bad about that. And so we choose to hide instead. And so I think this full moon in part is much deeper than meets the eye. This is a moon of piecing the dots together regarding our connection with the divine feminine. After all, the divine feminine embodies beauty and sensuality. The full moon in Sagittarius then serves as this reminder for us to connect with our body, to our body's wisdom. See, what we also notice under the full moon is the mutual reception between the full moon in Sagittarius and then Jupiter in Cancer, indicating emotional freedom and independence. So to feel how we feel, but that doesn't necessarily, of course, mean that we should act on how we feel. It's still being able to experience our internal state without judging it, without assigning labels to it. This, I feel, is also a part of the liberation and freedom and rebellion of Lilith, further adding to our defined creative energy and going beyond the superficial, seeing that beauty is multifaceted. And at the same time, I think there is a whole lot of nostalgia that will be felt heavily under the full moon. We might think about the past quite a bit, or we might cry out of nowhere, it seems, because we just become emotional. We might also look back and romanticize, especially when we consider how Neptune will square Jupiter. Plus, this is a full moon of trusting the ebbs and flows of life and that nothing is ever permanent. After all, Cancer is a highly karmic sign, a sign that is tied to phases, patterns, cycles, rhythms. There are times in life when we are at our peak, right? Times when we dip, times when we soar, times when we're low, times when the moon waxes, and times when it wanes. Therefore, timing is everything, and with the phase of the moon being in its full moon phase in the sign of Sagittarius, there is this mighty and glorious release that comes from our depths, from our emotional tenacity and dedication, as if luck is on our side. Or like we are at a point of significant growth. This can be a major turning point full moon for many people. And the phase we are in could very well be uplifting, expansive, abundant, magnetic. Plus, with Saturn involved, matters are not so straightforward. We are still to overcome a few hurdles along the way. We can showcase strength and bravery in this regard. So if, for example, the full moon brings a remarkable new opportunity, a new door that opens for you here, try and draw from mature leadership as you walk through that door. Imagine what it is like for integrity to reside within a leader, within an entrepreneur, a coach, a parental figure, a soldier, a member of authority. What does that look like to you? Plus, with the squares between Aries and Mercury in Cancer, we further see the seriousness of thought, the accomplishing outlook, the ability to think things through better, and to be somewhat emotionally regulated, hopefully. Indeed, I think the squares between Aries and Cancer will support us with healthy, authentic self-expression and mental resilience. A challenge for sure, but this is where clear communication comes in handy. To be decisive and to speak up regarding anything that we are unsure about. I hope you are enjoying this video so far, and if you are, then please be sure to give the video a like and subscribe for more. And if you're interested in learning more about astrology, then you can always pick up a copy of my astrology cheat sheets. Thank you so much. The links are down below. Moreover, I also think there is something highly transformative about this full moon because Pluto is also involved, further suggesting greater empowerment. Truly, this is about breaking free from the confinements and the restraints of there is only one way to live your life. This is about celebrating uniqueness and difference. And interestingly, with all of this talk about embracing the divine feminine around the full moon, we also see the divine masculine come into focus as Mars creates a trine to Chiron, seeing that a healthy divine masculine acts with purpose and direction. We can act from a place of integrated strength and vulnerability. We can lead by example to be this source of power and authenticity. At the same time, we also notice the square between Pluto and Venus, and then the square between Uranus and Mars. So the feminine and the masculine will be challenged by transformation and renewal, by change and liberation. Oh yes, perhaps the full moon in Sagittarius will awaken something within us as a collective. We just may be caught by surprise. But essentially, we will be called to reach higher, to aim higher. Sagittarius, right, after all, is this archetype of aligning with our morals and our principles, a sign that gets us asking the bigger questions. And so, perhaps we will be asked or called to think bigger about the likes of femininity, masculinity, parenthood, receptivity, assertion. And something else which I find to be highly significant about this full moon is how the nodes are very much involved, meaning there are a few decisions to be made. We will be faced with many options, and it just might feel as if we're standing at a crossroads. But get this, the dispositors of the North and South Node are also in Cancer. It all comes back to this Cancer archetype. The same dispositors of the Sun and Moon, meaning we're really coming back to karma, to opportunity, self-growth, emotional transformation. What we will see under the full moon in Sagittarius are profound emotional lessons for growth, such as tuning in with our subconscious, getting to the root of a matter, seeing in which ways we have evolved within our relationships, accelerated evolution as if we're literally jumping timelines, facing ingrained patterns and choosing to make pivotal choices. All very much aligning with our soul's growth, stepping outside of our comfort zone. Indeed, this is a full moon of ending a particular cycle, which you know in your heart of hearts you have outgrown. This is about expansion. And as tempting as it may be to go back there, don't fall for it, right? Sure, experience the nostalgia, but don't allow yourself to be swallowed whole by it. Essentially, this full moon in Sagittarius invites you to clear karmic space and to make conscious decisions that align with your higher purpose, with your higher vision. Now, before we move on to your horoscopes, just remember that the new moon in Sagittarius took place mid-December 2023. And so the rewards that we reap around this full moon may very well be tied to the intentions we set under the new moon back then. Fast forward to December of 2024, the first quarter moon in Sagittarius occurred, highlighting a potential challenge. but also a strengthening, a cleaning up energy, as if we could reorganize a few things with the help of Virgo at the time. And then arriving at the full moon, we see the communication breakthroughs, the expansion of our intellect and our mind, how we can release dogma and rigid beliefs, how we can be open to the possibilities as we search for deeper meaning, deeper truth. Hopefully, at the same time, we can use healthy discernment to know what is fact from fiction, what is fact from opinion. Okay, so with the astrology being explained, let's get into your horoscopes. And I do want to say thank you so much for watching. So firstly, we have Aries. Aries, the way you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by going beyond your own perspectives as you seek new and exciting ones. This will involve listening more, to learn and to understand, even if new information challenges your pre-existing beliefs. Such beliefs and new understandings are directly linked to your family life, your emotional needs, your sense of belonging. You might experience a new exciting opportunity that opens you up to more land or housing or property. Or you can see the future vision regarding family and home, such as potentially moving abroad at some point. Maybe you decide to enroll in a course or a workshop, or to host your own, or you delve into more complex and nuanced ideas, the abstract, or you choose to plan a new trip, or it's that you choose to create content that is more meaningful and insightful for your audience. Thank you so much, Aries. And now on to Taurus. So Taurus, the way you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by diving into occult-like subjects more deeply, or by opening your mind to new possibilities within your intimate relationships, or when it comes to financial opportunities. This is about widening your scope and being flexible to your approach. Such new developments are directly linked to transport, movement, trade, sales, your studies. You might experience an exciting opportunity that gives you a new perspective about financial gains from others. Maybe you decide to face any debt and repayments directly. You are truthful about things, or you choose to explore different financial options and strategies available to you. Or it's that you seek a deeper level of honesty with those closest to you. You show vulnerability. Thank you so much, Taurus. And now on to Gemini. Gemini, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under this full moon is by prioritizing quality over quantity within your relationships and partnerships. This is about understanding and aligning with those who share a similar message, those who share similar morals and values. And the only way to know is to seek truth and to be honest. Such explorations are directly linked to your resources, your finances, so the money that you earn and how you wish to expand your resources over the next year. You might experience an exciting new opportunity, a financial opportunity, which turns in your favor, and it's connected to business partnerships, perhaps. Maybe you decide to define a long-term vision with someone, or you reach a mutual agreement, or it's that you address an unspoken concern with your spouse or with a business partner. Thank you so much, Gemini. And now on to Cancer. So Cancer, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under this full moon is by opening yourself up to new opportunities at work, when it comes to any services you offer, when it comes to fitness, diet, your overall health. You might choose to learn more about effective strategies and methods. And so you think about being more productive, more efficient, or you seek greater freedom within the workplace. Such freedom is directly linked to your body, your wellness, your vitality, to potential new goals or a completely new direction. New beginnings here, Cancer, due to Jupiter being at 0 degrees in your sign under the full moon. Maybe you decide to learn a new skill, a new method, or you seek advice from your doctor, or it's that you are open and honest about what you need within the workplace. You prioritize your well-being. Thank you, Cancer. And now on to Leo. So Leo, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by going beyond how you typically express yourself and create. This is about trying something new or experimenting with a fresh look, a fresh style, to expand yourself as you produce, as you also deliver something creative to society. To possibly find joy in mentoring or to embrace a creative risk. Such new adventures are directly linked to your spiritual lessons, your intuitive gifts, and to your self-undoing. You might experience even a new exciting opportunity, which requires you to listen to your inner guide strongly. And it pushes you to have faith, right? It reminds you to have faith. Maybe you decide to go for a creative project with no guaranteed return, or you embrace the unknown regarding fun and play, or it's that you choose to invest in your future, so in the future of your children, and the vision really that you have about children or with your children. Thank you so much, Leo. And now on to Virgo. Virgo, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by broadening your perspectives about home, family, and property, such as considering what home means to you, seeking to change your environment and surroundings, asking yourself where you feel the most safe, where would you like maybe to move abroad, what does your family future look like, or how can you let more space and openness into your home. Such questions are directly linked to your hopes and dreams, to the life that you wish to live, to the people that you want in your life, the kinds of friendships that you seek that bring a sense of belonging. You might experience a new exciting opportunity that opens doors for you, right? Within social networks and larger audiences. Maybe you decide to host a gathering in your home, or you learn more about your family history, or you seek diverse views regarding your emotional well-being and how you can take care of yourself and others. Thank you so much, Virgo. And now on to Libra. So Libra, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by engaging in more philosophical and abstract discussions with people within your local area, or by using your voice to stand by what you believe in, or by being direct with others about your knowledge and opinions. Perhaps also you seek to address any unresolved questions with immediate family members. There is a greater understanding concerning the roles you play. Such understandings then are linked to your public life, your profession, your social standing, your reputation, your long-term goals. You might experience a new exciting brand opportunity that opens you up to more connections and greater influence. Maybe you decide to set up a course within your local area or online, or you take an unplanned trip, or maybe you strike up a conversation with a neighbor or a peer, which turns out to be more than you expected. Thank you so much, Libra. And now on to Scorpio. So Scorpio, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by deepening your understanding about the relationship you have with money, with earning, spending, saving, and so on, or by investing in a financial vision you have, in a vision tied to resources and materials and security. You might seek advice from someone who knows what they're talking about within that area. Such knowledge then is directly linked to could be a travel decision, higher education, advanced training, gaining more qualifications. You might experience a new exciting travel opportunity which opens your mind and helps you see greater possibilities. Maybe you decide to spend your money on an experience, or you seek to learn more about a skill or a talent of yours, or it's that you ask yourself the bigger questions regarding your physical security overall. Thank you so much, Scorpio. And now on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, so the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by drawing your focus to a new adventure, to a new exciting experience, whether this be a trip, a course, a new relationship, a new way of showing up and appearing, or redefining your very identity. This is about creating a space that lets you run wild and free. Overall, you might question a lot under this full moon. It is taking place in your sign, after all. And such realizations and questions are directly linked to your shared resources, to intimacy, to joint financial matters, to emotional transformation and growth, possibly loss and grief. You might experience a new exciting business venture opportunity, something that you feel you can invest in, and you welcome that, right? It welcomes more into your life as well. Maybe you decide to teach or to be taught, or you seek to publish something, or you engage in great self-reflection. You go inward as you consider the next step forward, the next phase, the next chapter of your life. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. And now on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, the way you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by truly going within and getting ever so quiet with yourself. By blocking out the outside noise and the meaningless crap that does not serve your soul and your soul's journey. And by surrendering control, spending time in solitude is preferred, needing time to escape and identifying any hidden fears and or gifts. Such truths that then are directly linked to your partnerships and to your one-to-one relationships, to contracts, agreements, business partnerships, to the relationship you have with your spouse, with your child, with your parent. Family becomes a big area of focus here. How you join with them, what your role is within closer relationships. You might experience a new exciting partnership opportunity, which opens your world to a whole new phase of your life. Maybe you decide to let go of something you've been projecting onto someone, or you finally accept that there are certain things that are just not within your control to sort out and manage, or it's that you connect with the collective unconscious in a profound way as you practice self-compassion and forgiveness. This is a highly healing and spiritual full moon for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much, Capricorn. And now on to Aquarius. So Aquarius, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under the full moon is by bringing your personal truth to the groups and clubs you are a part of, by following your moral compass within the social circles you're a part of and amongst larger audiences, which may require you to address potential group issues with greater social awareness and to stand by your personal convictions throughout the process. Such honesty is directly linked to your working life, your co-worker relationships, your daily schedules and practices, to your overall health and well-being, to the services you offer within society. You might experience a new exciting team effort opportunity, an opportunity that guides you towards following your hopes and wishes. It helps you achieve big gains. Maybe you decide to organize an event or an experience that changes the collective occurs, or you decide to go on a trip to see friends or with friends, or it's that you take part in a significant group project. Thank you so much, Aquarius. And lastly, Pisces. So Pisces, the way that you can step outside of your comfort zone under this full moon is by expanding and growing within your chosen profession, such as getting a raise, advancing within your role, promoting your work, or being recognized by more people. You might also seek mentorship from someone who has been successful within your field, or it's that you give solid advice to someone else. You seek to grow and change within your career. Such growth then is directly linked to your children, to your hobbies, your pleasures, your interests, more time off as well, more time spent with your romantic partner and or with your children. You might experience a new exciting professional opportunity that allows you to be more flexible, for instance, or it allows you to experience greater freedom. Maybe you decide to express your artistic gifts in a new way, or you say no to rules that take you away from your larger aims. Or you strongly question your very public meaning, your reputation, your brand. Thank you so much, Pisces. And on that note, everybody, that concludes today's video all about the full moon in Sagittarius. I hope this full moon has prepared you well for the upcoming full moon. I hope that you find it to be helpful, you learned something new. If you did find it to be helpful, you can always buy me a coffee. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Give the video a like if you liked it today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.